friends, and welcome back to my channel. I have some very exciting news I've been wanting to share with y'all. Last time we talked, I had mentioned possibly, or like I was waiting on notification to find out if I got into nursing school, and I kind of did, kind of didn't. I got accepted to take a nursing prerequisite kind of over the summer to dwindle down the numbers to secure the top 30 that will be accepted into the program. And it's nursing pathophysiology, which is actually a nursing school class, but I'm assuming that they're having us take it as a prerequisite to lighten the load of the first semester. Also, I'm taking ATI Launch, which is kind of, I guess, like a fundamentals type program. That one's only 6 weeks long. So I'll be done with that by the end of July, I think. But I'm on my way to my first day of class. They're in person, which I'm so excited about because I'm tired of online classes, and this one specifically, I have a feeling is going to be pretty hard. Everyone that I know that has taken this class has said that it's hard, and it makes sense that they would use this class to weed out the people that they didn't want to get into the program, I guess. And so apparently there were over 150 applicants. They narrowed it down to 60, so I was somewhere in that 60. I checked registration yesterday because I'm crazy, just to see how many people we were working with, because I knew some people probably weren't going to follow through with the program. They weren't going to take the class. They can't get into this fall semester without taking this class over the summer, so we're down to one class, and that's 30 people. So we've already dwindled the numbers down to the 30 that we needed. So there may be more outside of that have already taken patho. I do not know, but I do know that when I checked last week, there was the one class of 30 that was full, and then there were 2 in the other. So they might have moved those into this one class because there's no point in having 2 people come in for an afternoon class. But obviously, I'm sure there are some applicants that have finished this class before that I do still have to worry about, but I will say that it appears possibly that my number of competitors has decreased significantly, so that's good. Also, good news is I got a new job. I haven't started yet, and I am still at my old job temporarily. I was planning on staying at my current job over the summer to save up more money. They were going to work with my school schedule. There was no reason for me to leave. And then upper management needed to fill a position that was required by the client, and I was the lowest man on the totem pole, and I was the one that was moved. And personally, I don't feel like putting forth the effort of learning an entire new job position that I'm not qualified for, have never done before, anything like that, over the next 2 months just to quit whenever I start school anyways. So I decided I was going to start job searching. The boss I work for now is very nice. Like, he's a great guy. It's nothing against him. I just don't have any desire to continue to be moved around just to be leaving in a few months. And maybe that sounds whiny to some of you, and that's understandable. I've talked to my fair share of people about it who think that it's stupid that I would be leaving, but at this point, I just want to pass this class and get into school and then move on with my life. So I got a job at a standalone ER as a paramedic, so I will be working on my skills while I'm there. I'll be learning more in-hospital treatments because I think sometimes I get stuck in the mindset of pre-hospital. So just across the board, I think it's going to be a good change. I am making less than I was at my current job, but I knew that was going to happen. There's not many places that I could go with just my paramedic that would pay me what I'm making right now. It just happens, it's construction, they pay well, so I can't complain. I'm going to be working 6 on 8 off, so I'll work Friday through Wednesday and then be off Thursday through Thursday. So the 6/12s are going to be hell, but then I get to be off for 8 days, so I have high hopes, and I'm excited to start that. I'm currently just waiting on my background check and my drug screen, which honestly should be done today or tomorrow, and then I'm out of here because I just feel like the longer I stay at this job, I'm leading this guy on because I only started last week. So last week was Memorial Day. Memorial Day, I applied for this job. Wednesday, I got a text asking me to come in for an interview. Went in for an interview Thursday, got the job, the offer letter on Friday, and then Saturday, got everything done for my background check and everything, and then Saturday I did my drug screen. So this has been a fast-moving process, but I feel like the longer I stay in this office at this job, like, I'm just leading this guy on, and he's jumping through hoops to get me access to do things and to do work, and I just feel guilty about it. So I'm just ready to get out. So I'm hoping maybe I'll start working this Friday or sometime next week. I don't know. But I am almost to school. I left really early because I wanted to make sure, well, I had to get gas. I had to get coffee. And then the classroom is in the new, like, Workforce and Allied Health building, which I have never been in before because these people are driving all crazy around me. It's the new building that was built specifically for the nursing program, I believe, but there's plenty of other programs at this school that would be able to go in there. I don't know. Anyways, it's a new building, so I need to find the building, make sure I know where the parking is, make sure I know where the classroom is. So I wanted to get here early. It's 7:18. Class is at 8. I didn't realize that it was only 12 minutes from my house, so I rounded up to 15. But I stopped and got a little bit of gas just till I get paid tomorrow. Got my Starbs. So I'm going to find the building, park, eat my breakfast, and then head to class. I'm so excited. I know I'm going to be like dreading this probably here within a month, complaining that I have to study all the time or whatever, but I like to learn. Every time I go back to school, I get super excited, and this is my first in-person class since technically paramedic school, but before that was when I was going to school at McNeese for my pre-vet stuff. So I just love an in-person class. I like having someone teach me. Online, I don't know how to teach myself. I will not teach myself. So, anyways, see y'all after class. Alrighty guys, we are out of our first day of class. There's about to be a traffic incident. It was good. It was just like syllabus day, really. We could have started lecture, but our instructor was like, meh, we only have 40 minutes, y'all just go ahead and go. So we came in, and right off the bat, everyone had trouble accessing the student Wi-Fi. So we all had to hike over to the IT department. Everyone's password got reset, and we were logged back in to the Wi-Fi. And after that, we went on a tour of the building, which it is so nice. I went to paramedic school at this school, but this building was not built while I was attending school here in 2022 to 2023. It is so nice. Oh my gosh, their sim labs are phenomenal. There's also some rooms downstairs. I don't even know how to explain this like in full detail, but basically you open one door and it's like you have stepped foot onto a hospital floor. Like, there's rooms with the sliding doors, there's a nurse's station, they have like training Pyxis, like medication dispensers, crash carts, all the mannequins attached to the monitor where you can see like their vitals and their heart rate and stuff. Most of the mannequins are the ones that they can talk to you through, that blink and things like that. So it's just, the EMS program could never. And I had a great time in my EMS program, but we were struggle busing it with the limited things that we had. This is so nice. There's cute little like study cubbies in there. I am gonna have a great time, I feel, during this program. Obviously, I'm still not fully into the program yet, but they did say that there are not 60 people competing against us. So I have faith that I'm gonna get into the program anyways. And it was super cool because my, oh my Lanta. One of my classmates that sat behind me, I didn't know anybody that was in there, but this girl that sat behind me was like, what's your name? And I said, Maddie. She's like, that's what I thought. And so I'm like, who are you? And she said, I'm Ariel, I was in your micro class, in your anatomy class last semester. So she recognized me from like discussion posts and things that we did because the classes were online. So I'm really glad that I have her in my class. She's super smart, 4.0, all A's type of girl, so I already know who I'm going to be studying with this semester, and I'm glad that we have established that on the first day of class. There's some other girls next to me that are super sweet. Everyone in the class seems really nice, so I have high hopes for that. We are having difficulty accessing the textbook. Our school does this thing where you pay $250 in your tuition because that's the average amount supposedly that students pay on textbooks every semester, and we get them rented to us from the bookstore. But for this class, they were like digital codes, and the more we looked at it, the more it was just like it lists this website called SurePath that I guess will help us, but none of the assignments are actually graded or anything. But our actual textbook isn't even listed on there. And so most of us just went ahead and bought the textbook off of Amazon, but I think the textbook literally published like yesterday. So it's brand new, and that's, I think, why we're having problems with it. So I'm a little stressed that I don't have it yet. I did order it today. It'll be here on Thursday, but it'll be after class, unfortunately. So I think I'm just gonna power through, take notes on all of the PowerPoints that we're going over in the next week or so, which it's crazy. We're doing about 5 chapters a day in a 5-hour class. So it's gonna be pretty fast paced, and I wanna stay on top of my work. We also are doing ATI launch, which is, like I said earlier, this like fundamentals thing, and half of us don't have access to do it at all. Half of us started it, got through the orientation, and then can't continue without paying, but there's no way to pay because we were told that it would cost $200, so we would pay that, and then instead of being reimbursed, we get credit for like the ATI testing we're going to do later on. So everyone wants to make sure that they do that correctly, but there's also no like prompt to pay or something. I was one of the people that it doesn't even show up as an option, so I haven't done the orientation. I thought it was because I had the wrong school listed, but I changed that and it still hasn't showed up, so who knows. But I'm super excited to have things to do. I know that's gonna quickly leave my system, but I'm just ready to like get started and get into a routine of how I'm gonna do things, how I'm gonna study, and things like that. So I'm headed home now to pick up my lunch, and then I'm headed to work. Womp womp. I don't want to go. I checked this morning for more updates on my background check, and there weren't any changes, so I'm gonna check again probably when I get home because I have no self-control, but I'm really hoping I hear back by tomorrow so that I can just peace out of this mug and then have maybe a few days break before I start my new job. I don't know. I keep telling myself in my head I'm gonna be able to quit tomorrow and then I'll start work on Friday, but I don't know. So that is the plan. I was thinking about going home and sewing this evening, but considering I have like 10 PowerPoints that I should be going through, I highly doubt that my crafting days will last me much longer. I'm gonna have to figure out a computer situation for one, because I reset an old laptop last night that I had because my other laptop doesn't work, and it was just so slow, so I've been using my iPad, and at home I have a desktop computer, but it's in the game room where my husband plays games, and nothing productive will ever be done in there. So I'll probably have to turn my like sewing desk into just a school desk for a little bit, or for the next 2 years, so I can actually get my stuff done there. But anywho, that's the updates for now. It was so hot in that building. Every time I looked at the AC, it was like 74 or above, and I was sweating. I felt like I was stunk like within the first hour of class. But anyways, I will see y'all this evening probably. It's currently 9:19. I have not been very productive this evening. I came home, made dinner, took a shower, ate, printed out my PowerPoints, which I printed out in the outline format so that it's just listed there and not in all the squares. And then I went next door to borrow the stapler, went on a little walk, came back, started taking notes on chapter 1, which is just a cellular biology review, and then kind of gave up, which I know is not a great start to the semester, but me and my study buddy have been talking back and forth, and our teacher isn't even going over that chapter. She told us to review it ourselves, and on the test, there's probably only going to be 2 to 4 questions from that chapter to begin with, so we have both decided that we're just going to skip it. Now, is that the most tactful way to do this? Absolutely not. But as I've looked over these slides, they can be very difficult to review prior to the lecture, if that makes sense. Like there are some slides do have descriptions and definitions and things on them, and then some slides just have a list of things, and so it's like, yes, I can look at the title and then look at these things and kind of make an assumption, but it's not a great explanation of like why or what's going on. So my plan is just to upload the PowerPoint into GoodNotes for the associated notebook for the chapter or whatever. And then do a read through of the PowerPoint prior to class so I have some knowledge. Find a YouTube video that kind of reviews said things and just go into it with a little bit of knowledge. I don't have my textbook yet because of the issues I told y'all about earlier, so I can't really go in there and review anything, so maybe that will be a little bit different. But for tonight, I'm just going to call it a night. My brain isn't working. It's already 9. I'm really not going to accomplish anything great. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people that can just stay up and cram because at a certain point, I just stop functioning. So because it's the first week of class, we're going to give ourselves some grace, not let us get lazy, but give ourselves some grace. So that's what I'm going to do this evening, is just my nighttime routine of getting in bed and reading through Reddit until I fall asleep. So if I have time at work tomorrow, I'm going to continue to go over these on my iPad. I don't know if I will have time tomorrow. Once again, like I said, I'm getting more access to things, even though I'm literally about to leave this job. So I'm sure that will keep me busy tomorrow, which is good and bad because it passes the time, but bad because I just don't have any interest in it. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed, and I will probably see y'all tomorrow afternoon, hopefully with good news that I get to quit my job. I have good news. So my background check did not finish today, but I did get a message from the lady that's hiring me who asked if I could come in on the 18th of June to do my orientation, which is 2 days before I was supposed to come in, because she's going to be on vacation all week next week, which go her, but also kind of mad because I didn't feel like waiting that long, but it's totally fine. So I was kind of going back and forth in my head on whether I just wanted to finish out the week and then be done with the shop, or if I wanted to work Monday through Wednesday next week because I'm going to be off Thursday through the weekend anyways. And after talking to my husband, I'm just going to go ahead and finish the week out and then be done because I just want to be. If I'm being completely honest with you, is it the smartest choice? No. But he made the comment that, to be fair, he did tell me that whenever I got a start date, an official start date, that I could quit. So technically I could have quit today if I wanted to, but I only have a day and a half left of the week, so there's really no point. But yeah, so actually I'm going to go in on the 17th after school and learn how the lab works, and then on the 18th I'll do my orientation, and then I think that weekend I'm going to shadow, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So that's the plan. We are leaving day 2 of class, which was our first day of lecture, and it went really good. We only actually reviewed 3 of the 5 PowerPoints because the first one she already said she wasn't going to go over with us, and then the third one was very, very short, and so she was like, she apparently posts her instructor's notes after class anyways, and she said that we can just go over those and we'll get everything that we need to from it. So we went over genetics, acids and bases, electrolytes and fluids, and that's what we did today. Taking notes from the slides before class was so helpful because I didn't have to try, sorry, I have to turn the AC on, it is so hot. I didn't have to try to like keep up with what she was saying, and all of the information that I found important was already written down. All I had to write down was anything extra that she said. So I'm gonna try to keep up with that. Now, I still think that I'm gonna go through and make a study guide, and I'm probably just gonna type that up, like I said, just to save time, because now that we've finished today's module, I have over the weekend to prepare for next week's modules, and I don't want to have to be wasting my time writing out or rewriting information that I already have written. So I think that's the plan. I shared my Quizlets with my study partner, is what I'm going to call her, and I think she's going to add to them some. So that will also be an extension of the study guide. I just think I like flashcards and I like Quizlet, but being able to just read through the study guide a couple times instead of having to do like memorization or recall, I think will be good, because I feel like it's just going to continue to be absorbed by my brain. But anyways, that's that. Almost died. I woke up at 5 because that's when my alarms start going off for work, and I just haven't, like, I didn't shut them off for the week because I still have work tomorrow, and I am notorious for forgetting to turn my alarms back on. So when I woke up at 5, I noticed I was already having cramps from my period. So I try to stay on top of it because it can get to the point of not being manageable anymore, and I was not fucking around today with having class. So I got up to take my Midol and noticed that when I stood up, obviously my cramps started hurting worse. So I laid in bed for another probably 20 minutes and then just decided to go ahead and get in a hot bath and try to get them to go away before I had to leave for school. So I took 2 ibuprofen after the 2 Midol, got in the bath, stayed in until 6:10-ish, got out, started getting ready, and my cramps were feeling okay. Got to school, sat down for class. I got here at like 7:30 and class starts at 8, so I had time to just sit and kind of dilly-dally. I ate a PB&J when I got here because I took all those meds on an empty stomach, which my GI would hate to hear. I have an ulcer actively, but I don't care. My cramps are so bad. So sat down for class and they started up again. So I took 1 more Midol and 2 more ibuprofen and held on for dear life, and luckily just like 10 or 15 minutes into the lecture they settled and I was able to pay attention and hold still. But it was just so annoying. Like I told my husband, I was like, it's getting to the point of me not even wanting to go to work today because I just feel it like takes energy out of me to have cramps. So luckily we got those under control for now, but that was why I studied a little before I left the house this morning, because I was ready so fast since I had already been up since 5 a.m. So I'm gonna go home and change because I have on shorts right now, grab my lunch, go to work, and then I have a module post-lecture quiz due today that will hopefully be up by the time I get to work. And then, sorry, my camera died. And then after that, I'm going to review the instructor's notes, add what I need to, highlight what I need to, emphasize what I need to from the lectures today. And then I think maybe take the evening off. I don't know. Tomorrow's my last day at work, unbeknownst to everyone else. and I think I'm going to sushi with my friend tomorrow night. So maybe I'll take tomorrow off. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna do even if I don't do schoolwork. I have like a sewing project I'm in the middle of right now. I kind of need to post some stuff about my business and maybe get some extra money coming in. But I don't know. Anyhow, my textbook came in the middle of class, so might take a peek at that as well. And then just continue reviewing my Quizlets. I did pretty good this morning. It's like I haven't had to use my brain in a year and a half, and I was telling my friend this the other day. I think I don't give myself enough credit. I say that like I can't just listen to something once and remember it, but I can. I just overcomplicate things, I think, or I'm not fully paying attention, and that's on me. So I picked up a lot more from note-taking yesterday than I thought that I did, because I knew a majority of the things that she was talking about in class today, and I felt like that really helped my lecture too, because I felt like we were just discussing something that I already know, instead of coming into it brand new and then already feeling behind in my knowledge. I don't know. Battery is at its last bar, but I kept thinking my camera was dead. No, it was overheated, because every time I took it off the dash, she was burning up. But just came home, ate my lunch, got my textbook, changed into some pants, and now I'm headed back to work. Good morning. I'm sorry, I hate how almost every video recently, or just in this vlog, has been in the car. It's just where I happen to be when I need to talk. So, it's Friday morning. Took off today. So I technically don't work at my job anymore. I haven't resigned. I'm sending that in on Sunday evening. But I'm free and I feel reinvigorated. So if you have been a subscriber for several years, you may recall that I really enjoy baking. There was a short period of time where I made like the decorated sugar cookies, which is super fun, and I'm not opposed to doing that again. Oh, it's so time consuming. But anyways, I would make all sorts of things, and when I had the free time to do it. And so today I woke up and I was like, you know what? It's early. Nobody else is up yet. I kind of want to make homemade cinnamon rolls, which I specifically don't necessarily love cinnamon rolls. I don't know why, but these are good and everyone else loves them. So I'm headed to the grocery store to pick up some stuff for that. And then I also wanted to bake something else. I may end up changing my mind, I don't know. But I looked through my recipe book that I have and found a recipe for these lemon poppy seed loaves, and I remember making them before and they were so good. I decided that that is what I'm going to make today. So we just have to grab a few things from the store, and then I'm gonna go home, get the dough ready because it does have to rise for the cinnamon rolls. And then while that's going on, I'm going to pick up a little bit. My other plans for today include getting my nails taken off because they're starting to come up and they're getting caught on things and it's a sensory nightmare, so they need to be removed. But other than that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and work on my study guide for this module that we did this week. And if she puts up the slides for next week, which I think she did because one of my classmates messaged me, then I'm gonna go ahead and start those this weekend as well. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. Maybe I'll sew or crochet or something as well. I don't know. The world is my oyster. I have so many hobbies that sometimes it's really difficult to decide what I want to do, which is exactly what happened last night because everything sounded fun, but when I start an activity, I lose interest very quickly. So I was gonna work on my Tarn dragon that I'm crocheting for my next market as a display item. I made one leg and then was done with that. Went and sat on my computer in the Discord with my friends for a little bit, trying to figure out a game to play. Didn't want to do that, so I just decided to go lay in bed and watch TikToks until I went to sleep. So, yeah. But I really need to finish the bag that I have made up on my kitchen table. I decided to do a patchwork makeup bag, so I cut out all the 2-inch squares and I have them laid out, and I have done one row. So basically I'm going to make a big chunk of fabric and then I'm going to cut it as needed, but I only have one row done of a lot, and I need to do that because I have it covered with a towel right now, and the more it gets mixed up, like I've already noticed there's been a change in like some of the ways that I had it laid out, that I've had to like make some adjustments to, because when pieces flew, I just put them back where I thought they belonged and they didn't. Not that it matters, it's patchwork. I just don't want the same square, like 2 in a row. They can be diagonal, but I didn't want them to repeat. So anyways, maybe I'll work on that later. I don't know. I have so many options, so much time. Yeah. Okay. I will update y'all with the cinnamon rolls. Okay, the cinnamon rolls are in the oven. The kitchen is pretty clean. Just waiting for them to come out, and then I'm gonna have breakfast and probably do my study guides. Y'all remember when I said I was anti-AI when it comes to school? I changed my mind, because I was trying to work on my study guide earlier and it had already taken me over an hour, and I wasn't even halfway done with one chapter, and I was not shortening it in any way, shape, or form. So I uploaded the PowerPoint with the instructor's notes to Quizlet, had it make a study guide for me, which included flashcards, and then I generated a practice test from that, which was 20 questions. So I did that for each chapter, and I'm just gonna use that to study. So at this point, we just gotta figure out what is the most time saving and what's gonna be the most beneficial. So if I do all this and it does not help me on the test, that's on me. And we'll have to have a different game plan, but right now that's what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna work on my like toiletry bag I was talking about yesterday, the patchwork like quilted one. So I'll show you the mess that I'm currently working with. So my cat was on this morning, and it appears she did some damage. So I think, I don't know, I'm going to just give it up for now. I might still do that because it's taking up this whole end of the table and I can't make anything else till I get it out of the way. But here's like the top row. So yeah, we're going to scratch this for today. 12:21, and I did a little bit of studying this morning, and by that I mean I read through the 2 PowerPoints that were available, and then that was it. But I just really wanted to sew. So yesterday I prepped, so I cut and prepped all of the fabric for some extra large pouches. So I made all of the tabs. I quilted the front, or like the outside fabrics, and then I cut out the inside. Previously on the bags that I made, I put interfacing on the inside, but I don't have enough. So I might wait and make those tomorrow whenever I have interfacing coming in. So those are pretty much done. I just feel like the interfacing gives it extra stability, and I prefer that, so. But I just finished cutting out the rest of the stuff, so let me show you what we got. So up here, I'm making a small and medium size of these. So this is the extra small. It's basically a pencil case size. Let me bring it over here. And they're just these little Velcro pouches. So the small, I'm anticipating is going to fit a Kindle Paperwhite. This is the small outside. And then the medium fits my Kindle Oasis. So I'm going to make one of each of the fabrics I have, which is this, what I call fine china, the peaches, and then the strawberries. So I'm going to make one of each of those. So I have all of those cut out with the liners, the interfacing, and the batting, as well as the Velcro for each bag. And then here we have the medium size, which is the same thing. Except I ran out of Velcro, so I'm going to see if I can order some more, and if not, we'll just have to figure that out later on. But same thing here, interfacing, batting, liners, outside, everything. And then here we have cutouts for book sleeves. So the other day I made this book sleeve. So it doesn't have a zipper or anything on the top, but it does have this Velcro pocket here. This Velcro is so strong. Velcro pocket here. And it fits my copy of Iron Flame. Really the only book that I have that it does not fit is like Crescent City. And Iron Flame sticks a little bit out of the top, but I like this size, and instead of making a small size as well, I'm just going to make this like kind of universal size, because when I talked to my friends yesterday, they were like, I'm not going to buy a small book sleeve and a big book sleeve, I'm just going to buy one that fits them all. So I was like, smart. So, yeah. I'm essentially making different variations of the same thing with this and like the Kindle sleeves or whatever, laptop, tablet, whatever these are over here, but I don't care. So that's what we have going on now. I'm going to iron on all of the interfacing for the liners on these, and then I'm going to quilt them, and then everything should be prepped. I had to go a little crazy with one of the liners in here because I literally only needed one more piece of liner. So we're going to sew 2 of these together to create that, and everything will be fine. So there's no reason for me to try to like go get more fabric when I could have done that. So that's the plan for right now. I also forgot to explain about my interfacing. So I went on Amazon last night and I ordered zipper tape, where it's just like the zipper and then it comes with the little attachments. So that way I don't have to keep spending $1 per zipper. And I also bought an entire roll, like 30 yards worth of iron-on interfacing. I usually use this brand, the purple one, but these are $3.50 a piece for 1 yard. And the roll that I'm getting is like $12 for 12 inches by 30 yards. So that goes fast, like much faster than my batting, because I get bigger things with batting. Anyways, I did think about using elastic on the medium-sized Kindle sleeve thing, but I just don't think I would like the way it looks. So I'm just going to stick to Velcro for all of them. I need to look that up now and see if I can get it tomorrow. Oh, good morning. My hair's a mess. It is, oh my god. Okay. Monday morning, the 9th of June. I haven't really done anything sewing wise since Saturday because we went out for my friend's birthday Saturday night, and yesterday I was violently ill. So I literally laid in bed all day yesterday. I took a shower. I did end up eating dinner and started feeling better towards bedtime and slept pretty good last night, but oh boy, I felt like crap yesterday. So all that I have left to do, like prep wise for all the stuff that I was preparing, is to quilt the book sleeves. Everything else is already done. So for the small and medium, like Kindle sleeves, those are all ready to go. The extra large bags are ready to go. So then this is all I have left. I did get my new interfacing and stuff in the mail yesterday, so I'm actually probably gonna go back and for the bags and the book sleeves, go and reinforce the liners with the interfacing. I just didn't have enough the other day to do it while I was getting everything prepared. So these are the two items I got in the mail. This is the fusible interfacing. The side with the dots is the fusible side. The one that is, one side is smooth while the other, it has a bumpy texture with tiny glue dots. I got like medium, oh I see, I can feel it now. I got medium weight or like medium firmness because that's what I was using before. Now if this is a little less like firm, that's fine too. I just wanted to have a lot of it, and this was a lot cheaper than me continuing to go back to Hobby Lobby and buying like 4 packs at a time of the other stuff I was using. Then I got this zipper tape with zippers. Also today I have some Velcro coming in because I ran out of Velcro, and that's just my preferred type of like attachment, I suppose. So it's just a really long piece of zipper that I guess you just cut and then slide the little thing on the end, which this is fine because for my bags and stuff, this part, like the stop, usually gets cut off anyways, and so you just sew over the ends and the zipper won't come off. So I do have class tomorrow, so I need to see if there's any more material I can review today before class. I need to pick up a little bit around here and get ready for the week. But I think I'm gonna end this vlog now. I don't know how much footage I'm gonna have, if it's even worth throwing this video together, so I'm sorry if this wasn't very long. I just wanted to get back into the habit of vlogging since I'm gonna have much more time now to vlog for y'all. So I'm gonna end it here and then start another one after this that you'll see next week. So thank you so much for watching. If you've hung around through all the changes in this channel, all the like giant breaks that I've taken in between posting content, I appreciate you so much, and I'm glad that you're here. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.